Hey, remember that show we used to watch as kids? I wonder if it's as good as we remember it.
From the wilds of New Jersey and the wild minds of Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hertz come a chemically doused, mop-wielding, tutu-wearing hero, a hero named the Toxic Avenger, poster child for the Tromaville movies, and lead on some of their best horror action flicks. A set of foul-mouthed, ultra-violent, and simply brilliantly fun rated R movies. Gory, classic action from the deepest depths of B movies. So of course he decided to turn into a family-friendly Saturday morning cartoon.
My point is this, Bughead. This is my planet, even though I don't look like I'm from it. And this is my town, which means it's my job to keep it safe, beautiful, and free from pollution.
And what do you do when you have to come up with a Saturday morning cartoon during the early 90s? Well, of course you head over to Fred Wolf. Why yes, that Fred Wolf. The same Fred Wolf responsible for turning the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles into the toy juggernaut that it became. And this is what we end up with.
Toxic Crusaders, Toxic Crusaders, Toxic!
So, join us as we go into our holiday-themed celebration and we talk about this short-lived Saturday morning spin-off, the Toxic Crusaders. I'm Keckers, let's get started. So yes, following the wake of the other R-rated films of the time, RoboCop, Rambo, and Police Academy, we get another merchandise-driven, toyetic series in the 1990s.
Which was the style at the time?
The show features a cleaned-up version of Toxie as the catchphrase-spouting leader of a group of mutated heroes.
The boys fight against wrong. No, we're hideously deformed.
One who's less murder-crazy Avenger and more superhero Crusader, to teach the kids about cleaning up and fighting pollution, which was really talked about in the movies, but was read more Saturday morning, kid-friendly, and easily understandable, if simplistic, for the youth of the time. Roger Bumpass pulls double duty as the heroic Toxie and the villainous Dr. Killimoff. Joining him is No Zone, voiced by Carl Elding, his snot-spewing sidekick. And of course, the pollution, rather than coming from human corporations, comes from literal alien warlords trying to turn the Earth into an irradiated and pollution-conquered wasteland. Zarzosta, voiced by Patrick Zimmerman, is the leader of the Smogian Empire, come to Earth to pollute it and take it over. Various heroes and villains and hazmat-suited henchmen were introduced to sell some toys. And of course, to help this, just like everyone else, it's got a Marvel comic. And that means you've got a Marvel toy property. And if you've got a Marvel toy property, that means you've got Simon Furman. Of course. Troma Films, in association with Pangea Corporation, worked together to create a line of figures. Yes, Pangea Corporation, the same group that helped design the Playmates Ninja Turtles figures. There was a set of 9 5-inch figures and 1 deluxe 10-inch Toxie, as well as 5 large-scale vehicles that could fit the figures, and everything looked straight out of the Ninja Turtle mold. I mean, I kind of have to think maybe some of these were just rejected Ninja Turtles action figures and molds, and they just moved them over to the Toxic Crusader line, because they really looked like they would fit straight in. You could swap things in and out. Now, that's not a penalty, that is a bonus, because with all of the mucus and slime and other nastiness, it fits right in with the Ninja Turtles line, and I would have loved to have seen a crossover of the two franchises if it had become more successful. There were comics, toys, a trio of video games for the Nintendo, the Genesis, and the Game Boy. Only 13 episodes, so it didn't really make syndication. But this was a series similar to Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. There was something that kind of existed, and it was always in the back of my mind, and probably in the mind of a lot of other people. There is a DVD of the first 3 episodes placed into a movie, and a DVD following that took all 13 episodes, combining it with the 4 Toxic Avengers movies. So yeah, comics, toys, games, all this stuff. This stuff is fun. This stuff is not as difficult to find as you might think. It's kind of just out there if you really want to search for it. And yeah, Toxic Crusaders could have been a multimedia juggernaut, but it didn't just quite make it through. There was talk of a New Line Cinema movie, but that also fell through, so what are you gonna do? But Toxic Avenger is still a part of modern horror, and Toxic Crusader was a thing that just happened. So yeah, here's some information about it. Keckers, it's Halloween time, and this was a thing.
Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the video though. Press subscribe so you're notified when I upload again.